Hi, this is Runa, and you're listening to the Changemakers podcast, where we share tips, insight, tools, and stories from other changemakers designed to motivate you to become the change you want to see in your world. Make sure you join our Changemakers community at runamagnus.com/podcast. And now, this is your time to sit back, relax, and enjoy.
You did it. You can stream live on Facebook with Zoom. I had no idea. That's a hot tip.
Yeah, just found out.
Cool.
Okay, we are live right now on Facebook. I have my guest on the Changemakers podcast, and this is, when we're living the times that we're living in today, it's really all about it's different than it was yesterday, and how do we go about that in a productive way, in a way that we still feel that we are connected, we still feel that we can have fun, and that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm really super excited to welcome my guest today, Megan Taylor Morrison, all the way from Atlanta in the US. Welcome, Megan. So pleased to have you with us on this special episode.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here. And just so all of your people know, I might be occasionally waving to my people.
this is
live too.
you're on live too, and another. It's like you're just doing it. We're doing it any way we want to today. So that's really fun. I am so thrilled about what you've been doing around helping people today in the life that we're, that space that we're all living in, and how to create a virtual co-working team. I think it's extremely relevant with what we're looking at. Tell me more. How did you come up with that?
Well, I love that you called it a team, because I've never called it that before, but it's certainly what it's become. Because originally I got the idea because I work primarily with entrepreneurs. I'm a life and business coach. I work holistically with people to grow their business and create sustainable success. And I kept hearing from people, I feel lonely at home. I love working from home, but I know I could be more productive. I join a co-working community, but it's too far away. It's too expensive, or I've got to be at home with my kids. And so people were really facing these challenges of loneliness, of increasing their productivity, of feeling more of a sense of community throughout the day. And of course, this was pre-pandemic. So it was a little less common then, unless you worked from home and your company had online experiences. But for those of us who are solopreneurs, entrepreneurs with small teams, there wasn't anything like this. And so I went ahead and created it.
Wow. And tell me more about it. The impact that this has made already?
So the people that come, those of us who are within this community, they tell me that it's one of their most productive times of the week. They've started to get to know each other because, we're working together. It depends. You can come to as much or as little as you want, but we're working together for about, 7 hours a week. You're hearing what people are up to. You're starting to get to know them. And you start to root for them, and they start to root for you. So it really becomes a place where you're being supported, not just in getting work done, but in being known by a community of people who want you to win. And we all know that community is so important for our mental and emotional health. Right now, the problem is not just physical health. We really need to think about our mental and emotional health as we're all social distancing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. What impact does it has on your own life doing this?
Well, I love it because I started this community when I was living in the Dominican Republic, and I just left my community in DC, and I was missing people. I was traveling a lot for work. So even if I'd wanted to join a community in the location where I was, it was difficult because I was always coming and going. So this created a sustainable community of people that I could rely on to be there every week. And I mean, it made such a big difference for my morale, and, knowing that there were familiar faces that I'd be able to see, every day was really wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. So for people listening and watching now live on Facebook, even, um, what would you say? How can they start this? What would they need to do to actually benefit from a virtual? Well, I brought in the team bit, which I wasn't aware of. I was creating something new for you. But virtual co-workers, how should they start? Where should they start?
So you can always join an established community like mine, which is at thethrivingcreator.com. The is very important, thethrivingcreator.com. Or if you want to start your own, there are some great tips. So I would recommend making sure you've got at least 5 people on board, 5 reliable people, because that way, if somebody can't make it or 3 people can't make it, you still have a quorum. You have a group of people that you can meet with and rely on.
Yeah.
When you try to do it with not that many people, things fall through, people get busy, people get sick, and you need to make sure that it's consistent, because consistency is key to this experience. I would also say, find people who you can rely on, not just people who are willing, because you want to create your own team. And so if these are people that, that you consistently trust, that maybe if you left your house, you could count on them to feed your cat and the cat wouldn't die, that's probably a good sign that you can count on them. Just find people who seem reliable, who operate with integrity. They do what they say they'll do by the time they say they'll do it. And those are the type of people you want to work with.
Yeah, exactly. So what would you say is the difference between this, having your virtual co-workers there, a team of them, to being in a mastermind group?
So as someone who runs mastermind groups and a virtual co-working community, I find that they pair nicely and they are distinctly different. So in mastermind group, what you're doing is you're brainstorming together, you're on calls, you're actively interacting, talking about business, getting coaching, getting whatever you need, but talking and interacting. In a virtual co-working community, the idea is that you sign on to the call. There's a facilitator and they say, what are you going to get done, Runa? What are you going to tackle in the next hour or 2 hours? And you commit to something. And on our community, we throw in an additional question too, like, what's the energy that you want to bring to this session? Do you want to bring dedication, commitment, joy, gratitude? What do you want to bring? And then everybody goes on mute. We stay on video. Everyone mutes so you see everybody up in the corner as you're working along. And we work the whole time. We get to the end of the session, and then the facilitator checks back in to see how you did. So they're holding you accountable for what you said you do, which is really refreshing for those of us who may not have deadlines, or, deadlines can be stressful, but they're also helpful.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you are actually online the whole time. Wow.
Yep.
That is so cool. Very cool. I can easily see how that can be very usable. And I mean, right now we're on Zoom as a platform, and I've been using Zoom for years, and I've been doing my work online for over a decade. But I'm always learning some new things, and they're adding in, these providers like Zoom are adding in, like this. I can go live on Facebook. I can do breakout rooms. So when we have we do weekly calls with people. Right now we're looking at how do we create the future from now. So we have loads of different options, but we're always using the same platform. And I'm seeing that adding things like breakout rooms, like the Facebook thing, and more. So there's so much that you can do. I really love that fact that you have that space, like we would be working right here, right now, and then someone comes in and says, okay, this was your intention. Now, where are you at? What's up? Beautiful.
Exactly. And we end it with something that leaves people feeling good. So we end those sessions with a little bit of stretching, because you've been holding. We end it with a 1-minute dance party. I particularly love that because I love to DJ. So I'll put on, Prince or Michael Jackson, or, something that everyone can appreciate and move to. Or a positive quote. We want to make sure people are productive, but also that they're feeling nourished.
Fabulous. Tell us one more time where do they go if they want to join your group?
So if you want to join virtual co-working, go to thethrivingcreator.com. The is very important. There is another website that does not include
I'm going to add that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really good. Thank you, Megan, so much. This was so valuable and so useful and so spontaneous, wasn't it?
It was. I'm so delighted you thought to do a Facebook Live. It's so fun to like see my people. Hello, Donna.
Yeah, exactly. Fabulous. Let's continue this.
Yes. And thank you. And Runa, for my audience, where can they find out more about you?
Wow. Oh, that is beautiful. You can find out anything about me, the Changemakers, and what we're doing on with the No More Boxes movement, which is what we're really focusing on at the moment. How do we move ourselves out of these boxes that we're in and into a space where we can more become who we were born to be, not conditioned to be. And it's Runa Magnus, runamagnus.com, or Instagram, Runa Magnus, Twitter, Runa Magnus, and or go to nomoreboxesmovement.com and see what we're doing there. We would love to have your peeps in there with us.
Yeah. And guys, you can't see this, but Runa has the coolest glasses ever. Apparently that's like her thing. If you want to see a badass lady in cool glasses, like runamagnus.com.
I love that. Let's thank you so much for this, Megan. I'm going to stop the live stream. Thank you.
Was this podcast of value for you? I sure hope so. If so, feel free to share the love and give us your generous review on iTunes or Stitcher. And remember that you can always go to runamagnus.com to find out more about the Changemakers and how we can help you drive the change you want to see in your world.